Welcome to this Distech Controls live session. I'm very happy to be here with you today. My name is Stephanie Shahowski, Regional Sales Manager at Distech Controls for Northern California, and I am absolutely delighted to present this session dedicated to the PERSONIFY workplace, our occupant-centric mobile application that can help you and your team return to the office with peace of mind and in complete security. I am here today with Thibaut Messier, Regional Sales Manager of VisioGlobe, which is our partner for the digitalization of PERSONIFY workplace plans. We also have with us here today Edward Carl, Regional Sales Manager of Polestar, our partner for the indoor positioning system of PERSONIFY workplace. Welcome, Thibaut. Welcome, Edward. We're very excited to have you with us here today for this live session. Now, let's start with a brief overview of PERSONIFY workplace. This will allow us to understand how this mobile application works.
Some people arrive at work on a Monday feeling the morning blues. Personally, I don't mind. For the past 2 weeks, I've been working with the best assistant ever. It's a little chilly this morning, and wearing a winter coat at my desk is not my style. Not to worry, I have the luxury of an assistant who can control the thermostat for me. No need to move from my chair. Efficiency at its finest. Of course, it's always when you need your caffeine boost that the coffee machine decides to stop working. At least I don't need to chase down someone to fix it. Workplace reports the incident for me. My 11 o'clock meeting. Amsterdam room. It's great working in this new office, but we have at least 25 conference rooms. Where is this one? Let's have a quick look. With Workplace, it's like having a GPS. At the next corner, turn left and bingo! Amsterdam room. I make the most of my lunch break by catching up on our company's shared newsfeed on Workplace. Oh, Sarah. That's true. I promised her that we would go running after work today. Clearly, she did not forget. Let's do this properly. I'll schedule an event on Workplace. Maybe Jeremy will want to join us later today. Speaking of Jeremy, I enjoy working with him, but his speciality seems to be hosting meetings in hallways. There are loads of available meeting rooms. It would be a shame not to make the most of them. Here we go. Now we'll be much more efficient. No need for GPS. I've booked the closest meeting room. Workplace, you've worked hard today. You deserve to relax now. Let's go running.
It's absolutely incredible to have so many services in just one application. With the current pandemic and the planning of employees to return to the office in the near future, whether that be part-time or full-time, offering this app assistant for every employee is what we need most. Now, before delving into the technical details, let's see how this mobile application is architected and how to deploy it. PERSONIFY Workplace is an application for mobile phones, both iOS and Android, that is fully customizable via a web portal dedicated to Distech Control Systems integrators. Once the building is created within the configuration portal, the link with the different tenants is established for each site, and the different desired services are set up. All this is done by the system integrator. The site configuration for each organization is ready to be deployed on each employee's phone. Once PERSONIFY Workplace application is installed on their phone, each employee will have to enter their Office 365 credentials to access their sites. Once the Office authentication server has confirmed that their credentials are correct, the configuration of the different sites will be downloaded to their phone, and then will be the map's responsibility via the site of VisioGlobe, our partner for internal mapping. Finally, if the geolocalization option is activated, the phone will be in permanent contact with the Polestar site, our partner for geolocalization, to allow the user to locate himself or herself on the spot. Now that we have a clear idea of who does what and when, it's time to get into the more technical part. Thibaut, as a supplier of digital floor plans, can you give us a quick presentation of VisioGlobe and your role within the company?
Hello, Stephanie, and thank you for the presentation. So I'm Thibaut Messier, VisioGlobe Regional Manager for North America. At VisoGlobe, we have developed a unique expertise in terms of digital mapping technology, as we call it, the digital floor plan. So this means that we allow users to navigate inside buildings just like they do it outdoors using Google Maps. We are a French company. We own 100% of our own technology, and our interactive map are then integrated into mobile application, website or web app, or kiosk. Today, we can ask ourselves, what are the different advantages for you to implement a digital floor plan solution within your building? And there are actually several good reasons to do so. First one would be for the facility manager, the building manager. It allows him to prepare for the best response to a critical situation. So if a fire breaks out, you can show your employees the optimized and updated escape route. If, for example, too many employees are in the same area at the same time, when there should be socially distances, you can inform them and send them notification in real time. If one day an employee works at the office, the next day he or she is diagnosed positive for COVID-19, just like it has certainly happened in a number of companies over the past months, you can notify your cleanup crews and show them visually the potentially contaminated area on the map and may know which employee have been in contact with who during the previous days. You can also monitor and control your equipment. So this will allow to inform employees of the area where they can find masks, they can find disinfectant within the office. If there is a hand sanitizer is empty, for example, there is a surgical mask dispenser, which is almost empty, you can inform your facility management in real time, directly on the map, and guide the right staff there to refill or replace the needed equipment. Of course, during the process, our VisoGlobe maps can definitely help you crews with this. Also, installing this type of solution permits different benefits for the employees. So the first one would be managing his work environment in real time. As an employee, I can report an incident to facility manager. So it can be as simple as a computer problem. My screen is not working. The employee can use your application, open the map, report the incident right where it happened. It has also the possibility to include text or pictures directly in the ticket via the app. So it will also allow the employee to organize her or his well-being at work using any type of IoT devices on his own smartphone or laptop directly from the map. So the employee can turn on remotely connected devices, control lights, room temperature, blinds, etc. We can imagine tons of applications. A second use case could be outdesking. So in case of outdesking, it will allow you to find the right office that best meets your expectation. As an employee, I have an overview of my workplace, so I can view the entire plan of my office and visualize busy or quiet places within the workspace. I can navigate to the selected office. I can view more closely the offices available to identify quiet working areas I'm looking for. And when I arrive at my office, I can peacefully start my day work. I can also find and meet a colleague and book a meeting room directly through the application. So this can be the case for onboarding of a new employee, for example, or for nomadic employees who move to different sites within the year. I can ask myself, which colleague am I looking for? I can invite him or her to the right places, at the right time, on the right date. Same thing applies for the search of available meeting rooms. So I can book a room from the map, invite my colleagues via the app, and they will find the right meeting room on time. At VisoGlobe, we have addressed an issue today that is how to return to work safely with our latest updates. So we have worked with all the VisoGlobe team. We have created new icons with our graphic teams to adapt to what is called now the new norm, the new needs of the workplace. Today, this makes it possible to minimize the risk of contact between employees by establishing a one-way routing. So this allows employees to use different paths to reach a specific place and avoid large traffic. It also allows employees to visualize equipment on your map, so you can keep track of the stock of essential supplies such as mask or antibacterial gel. You can easily adapt your map and create secure spaces within the building, thanks to our Visio Map Editor, which is our back office for the map edition. Visio Globe allows you to monitor the dimensions and surface of areas within the building, help to identify areas where there are too many employees sitting too close to each other, for example, and have an overview of the occupant flows that is directly managed on the map. You can also find real-time statistics and built-in activity history, so you can monitor room occupancy in real time and avoid overflow of common areas. What time of the day is the cafeteria crowded, for example. I can see real-time map updates, so an area of the building is operating full capacity. I can dynamically prohibit routes that will guide you through this overcrowded area.
Thank you, Thibaut. I appreciate your thorough answer to that very open-ended question. So now that we have our digital map, which includes points of interest and routes, we need an indoor positioning system to provide us with the right pathway between 2 points. And that's exactly where Polestar comes in. Edouard, welcome, and thank you for being here. Can you please introduce us to Polestar and the concept of indoor positioning?
For sure, Stephanie. Thank you very much, and thanks for the opportunity. So yeah, my name is Edward. I lead the development of our operations here in North America out of Chicago. And the objective of indoor positioning is to give an equivalent system than the GPS, but this time for indoors. We've been pioneers and leaders on the field with almost 20 years of experience. And today our solutions are deployed within 35 different countries in hundreds of mobile apps for airports, offices, convention centers, train stations, and hospitals. So geolocation is the essential component to make a building smarter and create more value for every stakeholder. First of all, by improving the experience of the end user, allowing a mobile application such as My PERSONIFY Workplace to address use cases such as indoor navigation, comfort management, crowdsourced maintenance, find coworkers and be guided to them. A very powerful one, which is automate the booking or the release of a meeting room. Think of daily life. You have a meeting room booked, but you never show up. So the system knows you're not actually in the meeting room. It will then release the meeting room and make it available for your coworkers to book it themselves. And finally, improve safety by enabling to locate people in need of assistance whenever there's an emergency in the building. Second, the optimization of the value of the overall building management system by providing ways to optimize energy usage depending on whether spaces are used or not. And this is an information we receive thanks to location systems. Now, the most important one, while providing all these nice features, is the generation of data that enables the space users to have real-time, or the office managers to have a real-time vision on how is the space used, where are people, where they are congregated, and so on. Very useful to provide real-time contact tracing features, such as exactly identifying who got close to who was in a confined space when with too many people. And at the end of the day, whenever someone may be tested infectious at a disease, COVID-19 or anything, flu, or we can imagine other type of infectious disease, we can trace back whoever these people were in contact with, and thus better inform for human resources, for example, better inform their staff about the risk that they've been exposed to while in the office. Now, as we approach new policies for back to office, flex office management becomes a very important element of planning, and knowing exactly which desk is used or has been used, where and when and how to get to these offices is something that's extremely useful, and that can be achieved with indoor location technologies. Now, at the end of the day, space usage analytics by measuring occupation rate per type of office becomes very relevant when the main objective becomes reducing the overall cost of every rented square feet. So any unused space should not necessarily be leased by companies. And understanding exactly how our office is used will allow businesses tomorrow to better locate their staff and eventually optimize the usage of the space they rent. Geolocation is an essential component to understand all that. And how this all works is, at the end of the day, very simple. In order for the system to operate, we use a network of smart Bluetooth sensors scattered in the building. We call them beacons. This is where our partnership with Distech Controls really takes all of its essence, because it lays within a Polestar initiative called Location Ready Buildings, which is tying up forces with Distech Controls in order to provide a very strong message to the customers, which is by getting smart building infrastructure, tomorrow you can enable one additional service, which is location technology, and thus generate more value on the top of the fixed infrastructure that customers purchase.
Thank you, Edward. So now I think I have a pretty basic understanding of the differences between the digital floor plan, routing, and the indoor positioning system. Now, if my understanding is correct, while the digital floor plan is purely software, the actual indoor positioning system relies on both hardware, specifically the beacons, as well as the software. So I have a follow-up question for you. Specifically, what do I need to install an indoor positioning system in my building? How many beacons do I need? Where do I install them? And lastly, but maybe most importantly, what do I need to have optimal accuracy?
For sure, very great question. So as you said, there are two main components for an indoor positioning system. The first one is the software in the form of a mobile SDK that the user never sees, but that's already pre-integrated within my Personify workplace, obviously compatible both for Android and iOS. And then the hardware component, which are the beacons here, the Bluetooth beacons. In order to set up location services in a building, there's three main steps, and it all starts with a map. So we pull directly the map data from VisiGlobe's back office onto our system to then configure the positioning system. And that configuration starts by designing everywhere where the users will be walking and where we want to project their location within the building. We may exclude some areas such as the toilets, for example, but this is where we need to have a very thorough work with the customer to understand where they want to their staff to navigate thanks to the technology. Then we populate the area with the beacons. So first we will put the information of pre-deployed Distech Controls beacons, and we will analyze what are the blind spots and where we need to add more beacons, more Polestar beacon that we can provide. The general idea is that between 12 to 25 beacon for every 10,000 square feet or 1,000 square meters is usually the density that we recommend to provide an accurate location system, an accurate location technology. And once these beacons are placed virtually on the map, we then design what we call geofences. So these are polygons that are drawn on a map that enable to give context to information provided to the users. So think of these geofences as areas where we want to send an information whenever someone enters, exits, or stays X amount of minutes or seconds within that area. And as an example, you can think of, you're going to lunch, and while you're in front of the restaurant, the corporate restaurant doors, we give you the menu, the digital menu, right on your smartphone through the app, so that you don't necessarily have to interact with anything, any kiosk or any paper menu on site, and you can have that completely touchless experience while you're going to lunch. Now comes the last step. Once everything is configured, the navigation walkways, the beacons, and the geofences, comes to deployment. And this is the on-site work. To do this, Polestar provides all the tools, once again, to make this step a very easy one. So we have, for example, a mobile application, a field service mobile application that the field service engineers will be using in order to scan and assign physical beacon to the virtual location that was predetermined in the during the configuration step, calibrate the system, and finally evaluate the overall location system so that every time that Distech Control will be releasing My Personify Workplace powered by Polestar for indoor location, we're sure that the location data is consistent and will work perfectly. So as a conclusion, add that Polestar today is the best indoor location technology on the market for Distech Control, and we give to Distech and their system integrators all the tools that they require in order to make every location project a success from A to Z.
Thank Thank you, Edward. That was a ton of great information. I'm really excited about the best-in-class technology Polestar offers. But I have another question for Thibaut. It's pretty awesome to see all the advantages and functionalities brought by the digital floor plan in the mobile application, such as My Personify Workplace. But let's be pragmatic here. Let's say I'm a tenant in an office building, and I'm really convinced that My Personify Workplace is the perfect companion to get back to the office safely and to gain the trust of all my employees. What exactly do I need to get my floor plan digitalized?
That's a very good question, Natalie. So we have an extensive experience in creating digital floor plans at Visio Globe. We have approximately 300 clients worldwide we're working with live. To create a plan, we first need architectural files of the floor plan. From there, we're going to start by geofencing the plans. Then we're going to create the whole digital map of the building and build the entire routing network, linking all points of interest together and allowing the navigation inside the building. Once this map is ready, it will then be integrated into any type of mobile application, Android or iOS, websites, web app, kiosk, or any type of touchscreens. And when it's created and delivered, you can easily keep your map up to date independently while using our map editing software, the Visio Map Editor.
Thibaut, excellent explanation. This technology is incredible. Thank you so much for your insight. So Thibaut, Edward, that's a ton of awesome information and personally just really helped me understand how My Personify Workplace works. So in conclusion here, as we have seen, thank you to the number of numerous features available. My Personify Workplace is positioned as a key player that is easy to deploy for a secure return to the office. If you'd like more information about implementing My Personify Workplace at one or at all of your sites, please contact your local Distech Controls representative who will be happy to help you. We really hope this session was informative today. Thank you so much for your time. Take care, and please follow us on social media. Thank you.